Hello and a warm welcome back to Global Flyer. We've spent a lot of time exploring the giants from Boeing, but today we're shifting our focus to another powerhouse in the aviation world, Embraer. Get ready, because in this episode we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the Embraer ERJ family, a series of jets that truly revolutionized regional air travel. So let's rewind the clock. The story of the Embraer regional jet, or ERJ, begins in the late 1980s. At that time, Embraer was enjoying huge success with its 30-seat EMB 120 Brasilia turboprop. Airlines loved its efficiency, but they were also starting to demand something faster, quieter, and with a more modern feel. The market was hungry for a small jet that could connect smaller cities with the comfort and speed of a larger airliner. Embraer listened. Their initial idea was to create a stretched, jet-powered version of the Brasilia. They even called the project the EMB 130 Amazon. However, early wind tunnel tests in 1990 showed that this design just wouldn't work. The wing placement from the turboprop design created too much drag at higher jet speeds. So it was back to the drawing board for a complete redesign. This led to the creation of what we now know as the ERJ 145. Instead of placing the engines under the wing like many larger jets, Embraer opted for a rear fuselage-mounted engine design. This was a brilliant move. It kept the wing clean, improving aerodynamic efficiency, and significantly reduced cabin noise, giving passengers a much quieter and more comfortable ride. The final design featured a sleek, swept-back wing and a distinctive T-tail, giving the ERJ its iconic look. Now, a jet is nothing without its engines, and the choice of power plant is crucial. Embraer considered several options, including engines from General Electric and Pratt & Whitney. But ultimately, they selected the Rolls-Royce A3007 turbofan engine. This engine was a perfect match. It offered an excellent balance of thrust, fuel efficiency, and reliability, making it ideal for the short to medium-haul routes the ERJ was designed for. Each engine provided around 7,400 to 8,900 pounds of thrust, giving the jet plenty of power for takeoffs from shorter regional runways. The ERJ 145 officially launched at the Paris Air Show in 1989, and the first prototype took to the skies in August 1995. It was an immediate hit. Airlines were impressed by its performance and economics. The first delivery went to ExpressJet Airlines, a regional carrier for Continental Airlines in the US, in December 1996. This marked the beginning of a new era in regional aviation. Suddenly, jet travel was accessible on routes that were previously only served by slower turboprops. The success of the ERJ family wasn't just confined to the Americas and Europe. Embraer saw huge potential in the rapidly growing Chinese market. In 2003, they formed a joint venture with the Harbin Aircraft Industry Group. This led to the creation of Harbin Embraer Aircraft Industry, which began producing the ERJ 145 locally in China. This strategic move allowed Embraer to tap into the massive demand for regional jets in Asia and solidify its position as a global player. The Chinese-built ERJs were identical to their Brazilian counterparts and helped to build a vast network of regional air routes across the country. With the ERJ 145 family proving to be a massive success, Embraer wisely decided to expand the family to offer more flexibility to airlines. This led to the development of shortened versions. First came the ERJ 140, which was launched in 1999. It was about 4.6 feet shorter than the 445 and typically seated 44 passengers. This version was particularly popular with American regional carriers like American Eagle, who needed an aircraft that fit specific scope clause agreements with their mainline partners. Shortly after, Embraer introduced an even smaller version, the ERJ 135. This jet was about 11.7 feet shorter than the 145 and carried 37 passengers. It offered incredible versatility, allowing airlines to serve even thinner routes profitably, where a larger aircraft wouldn't be economical. Essentially, airlines could now have a fleet with 3 different sizes, but with shared pilot ratings, spare parts, and maintenance procedures. This commonality was a huge selling point, as it dramatically reduced operating costs and simplified fleet management. Let's take a closer look at the design that made the ERJ family so successful. The fuselage has a circular cross-section and features a 2x1 seating arrangement in the main cabin. This meant that every passenger either had a window or an aisle seat, no middle seats. This was a huge improvement in passenger comfort compared to many other regional aircraft. The flight deck was also state-of-the-art for its time, featuring a Honeywell Primus 1000 glass cockpit with 5 large screens. This advanced avionics suite reduced pilot workload and improved situational awareness. The T-tail design, while looking stylish, also served a practical purpose by keeping the horizontal stabilizer out of the engine exhaust and wing downwash, improving aerodynamic control. The operational history of the ERJ is a story of incredible success. Over 1,200 aircraft from the ERJ family have been built and flown by airlines all over the world. These jets became the backbone of regional networks in North America, Europe, and beyond. They connected small communities to major hubs, making air travel more accessible and convenient for millions of people. Airlines like American Eagle, ExpressJet, and Commuter in the US operated massive fleets of ERJs. In Europe, carriers like Flybe and Lot Polish Airlines use them to expand their regional services. The ERJ's reliability and low operating costs made it a workhorse that could be counted on day in and day out. It truly reshaped the landscape of regional aviation. So, to recap, the ERJ family consists of 3 main civilian variants. We have the baseline ERJ 145, the 50-seater, that started it all. Then we have the shortened ERJ 140, seating 44 passengers. And finally, the smallest of the trio, the ERJ 135, which carries 37 passengers. While they differ in length and capacity, they share about 95% of their parts, which is a massive advantage for airlines. There were also corporate jet versions, known as the Legacy 600 and 650, which offered a luxurious long-range travel experience based on the ERJ 135 airframe. Today, while many of the older ERJs are being retired in favor of newer aircraft, hundreds are still in service around the globe. In the United States, you'll still find them flying for carriers like Commuter, operating as United Express, and Piedmont Airlines. Flying for American Eagle, they remain a common sight at regional airports, continuing their legacy of connecting communities. Other significant operators can be found in the United Kingdom, Mexico, South Africa, and Australia, proving the jet's global appeal and adaptability to different market conditions. Let's quickly run through the key specifications of the most common variant. The ERJ 145. It's operated by a crew of 2 pilots and typically 1 or 2 flight attendants. It can carry up to 50 passengers. The aircraft is 98 feet long with a wingspan of 65 feet and 9 inches. Its maximum takeoff weight is around 48,500 pounds. Powered by those 2 Rolls-Royce engines, it can cruise at a speed of about Mach 0.78, or around 518 miles per hour, and has a service ceiling of 37,000 feet. Depending on the payload, its range is typically around 1,550 nautical miles, making it perfect for connecting cities that are a few hours apart. And that brings us to the end of our journey through the remarkable Embraer ERJ family. From a redesigned turboprop concept to a global success story, the ERJ changed the game for regional air travel, bringing jet speed and comfort to the masses. It's a true testament to Embraer's innovative spirit. Thank you so much for joining me on Global Flyer today. What are your experiences with the ERJ? Have you ever flown on one? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your stories. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more deep dives into the world of aviation, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, fly safe.